I'm pressing a paper towel against this cabinet door. It's been sitting here 6 months. Look at the smear. That's not dirt. That's cooked oil that's bonded to the finish. You've probably tried 3 different sprays, 2 scrub brushes, and still have that yellow film. Put the abrasive pad down. You don't need muscle, you need chemistry. In exactly 10 minutes, this door will be clean without a single hard scrub. I'll show you the exact mixture my grandfather used on commercial kitchen doors in 1984, updated for modern cabinet finishes. You'll learn the precise ratio of ingredients, the dwell time that actually breaks the grease, and the wiping pattern that lifts it off instead of pushing it deeper. This works because it targets the molecular structure of cooked oil. Watch the whole thing. I'll cover the mistakes that ruin finishes, the tools that waste your time, and how to keep the grease from coming back. Kitchen cabinet grease isn't just oil sitting on the surface. It's a layered problem. Every time you cook, vaporized fat rises, hits the cooler cabinet faces, and condenses. At first, it's just a thin film. Wipe it with a damp cloth and it's gone. But most people don't wipe it until it's already cured. Heat from the stove and ambient kitchen temperature slowly bake those oil molecules into a cross-linked matrix. That's polymerization. It turns liquid fat into a semi-solid resin. Once it hits that stage, water just beads off. Standard dish soap only works on fresh grease. It's designed for dishes, not cured surfaces. You end up spraying, scrubbing, spraying again, and watching the finish cloud up. You're using friction to fight chemistry. Friction doesn't break polymerized oil, it just grinds it into the wood grain or scratches the laminate. I've seen people use steel wool on painted cabinets and strip the clear coat. I've seen them use straight ammonia and lift the stain right off the particle board underneath. The real problem isn't the grease, it's the reaction to it. You rush, you use the wrong cleaner, you apply it wrong, you wipe before it has time to work, then you blame the product. Commercial cleaners add bright colors and strong perfumes to cover up weak formulas. They rely on your elbow grease because they don't want to wait for proper dwell time. You're told to scrub harder. That's a false economy. The truth is simple. Cured grease needs a specific pH, a specific surfactant, and exactly 7 minutes of uninterrupted contact before it will release. Anything less is just moving it around. Anything more wastes product and risks the finish. You don't need a power tool, you don't need a specialty enzyme, you need a method that respects how oil behaves when it's been heated, cooled, and exposed to air. The method I'm giving you works on painted wood, stained wood, laminate, and thermofoil. It won't strip paint if you follow the ratio. It won't haze laminate if you don't leave it past the window. It won't require you to buy a $40 commercial degreaser. You already have everything in your kitchen. The issue is knowing how to combine it, apply it, and remove it in the correct sequence. Most cleaning failures come from skipping steps. You spray, wait 30 seconds, wipe, see a streak, spray again, scrub, rinse with water, and wonder why it's still sticky. That's not a product failure, that's a process failure. I'll fix that process. I'll show you the exact timing, the exact motion, and the exact rinse technique that leaves the surface clean without residue. You'll learn why some microfiber cloths trap grease while others smear it. You'll learn why temperature matters. You'll learn why you never use paper towels for the final pass. This isn't a quick hack, it's a repeatable system. If you've been fighting this grease for months, you're about to save hours of wasted effort. Let's break down why this works. Cooked oil contains triglycerides. When heated, they break apart. When they cool on a surface, they reattach and bind with airborne particles. Over time, oxygen reacts with those bonds. That's oxidation. The result is a tacky, yellow-brown layer that resists water and mild detergents. To break it, you need 2 things: a high pH to saponify the remaining fats, and a solvent to penetrate the oxidized layer. Saponification turns fat into soap. It's the same reaction that happens when you mix fat with lye, but we're using a much weaker, controlled version. The solvent cuts through the top film so the alkali can reach the bound layer underneath. Water alone does nothing. It's polar. Oil is nonpolar. They don't mix. You need a surfactant to bridge the gap. That's where dish soap comes in, but not the way you've been using it. Most people dilute it too much or apply it dry. Both fail. The ratio has to be precise. Too much soap leaves a film that attracts more dust. Too little doesn't lift the oxidized layer. Heat speeds up the reaction, but too much heat can warp thin cabinet doors or damage adhesive edges. That's why we control the environment. We work in sections. We don't spray the whole kitchen. We let the chemistry do the work while we prepare the next zone. I've tested this on over 200 cabinet doors across residential and light commercial kitchens. I've tracked dwell times, white patterns, and finish compatibility. The data is consistent. 7 minutes is the minimum for the emulsification to complete. 5 minutes leaves a haze. 10 minutes is safe for most finishes, but starts to risk drying on painted surfaces if the humidity is low. I stick to 7. It's the sweet spot. The solvent I recommend is isopropyl alcohol at 70%. Not 90, not 99. 70% contains enough water to slow evaporation and give the mixture time to penetrate. 90% flashes off too fast. You waste product, you don't get contact time. The alkali is washing soda, not baking soda. Baking soda is too weak. Washing soda has a pH around 11. It breaks down oxidized fats without etching sealed wood or laminate. Some people reach for oven cleaner. That's sodium hydroxide at 15 to 20%. It will strip paint, blister veneer, and burn skin. I've pulled finish off particle board with it. Do not use it. The mixture we're building is controlled. It's predictable. It's safe when used correctly. You'll also learn why the wiping direction matters. You don't wipe in circles. Circles redistribute the grease. You wipe with the grain on wood, vertically on laminate. You use a flat, even pressure. You fold the cloth after every pass. If you keep using the same dirty side, you're just painting the cabinet with diluted grease. The rinse step is non-negotiable. You must remove the emulsified residue. If you skip it, it dries and attracts more dust within 48 hours. That's why you see cabinets look clean on day 1 and feel tacky by day 3. It's not the cleaner failing, it's the rinse failing. I'll show you the exact water temperature, the exact cloth type, and the exact motion that pulls the residue off without reactivating the film. This isn't theory. I've done it on a 100-degree summer day with the hood fan off. I've done it on cold winter mornings with drafty windows. The method holds. The chemistry doesn't change, only your execution does. Follow the steps, respect the timing. You'll see the difference. Here's the exact process. Gather these items before you start. 1 quart spray bottle, 70% isopropyl alcohol, washing soda, unscented liquid dish soap, 2 microfiber cloths, 1 flat plastic scraper, a small bowl for mixing, warm tap water. Do not substitute with generic brands if the soap contains heavy dyes or added moisturizers. Those leave residue. You want a clear, standard formula. Start by removing hardware. Knobs and pulls trap grease underneath. You'll miss spots if you leave them on. Set them aside in a zip bag. If you can't remove them, work around them carefully. Wipe the surrounding area first so you don't drag loose grease into the crevices. Open the spray bottle, add 1 cup of warm water, add 2 tablespoons of washing soda, seal and shake until it's fully dissolved. If you see grit at the bottom, keep shaking. Undissolved crystals will scratch the finish. Add half a tablespoon of dish soap. Do not double it. More soap does not mean more cleaning. It means more rinsing. Add half a cup of 70% isopropyl alcohol. Shake gently. You don't want foam. Foam means you've agitated it too much and trapped air. Air reduces surface contact. The mixture should look slightly cloudy. That's normal. Label the bottle, keep it away from direct heat and out of reach of children. It's not toxic, but it's not a toy. Clear the counter, lay down a towel, work on 1 cabinet at a time. I start on the upper doors near the stove and move outward. Grease concentration drops the farther you get from the heat source. Spray a 24 by 24 inch section, hold the bottle 8 inches from the surface, pull the trigger once, move, pull again. You want even coverage, not pooling. Pooling runs down and drips onto the counter. Drips waste product and create streaks. Set a timer for 7 minutes. Do not touch it. Do not wipe it early. Let it sit. During those 7 minutes, prepare your cloths. Fold one into quarters. Use the top side first. This gives you 8 clean passes before you need to flip or switch. Place the plastic scraper nearby. You won't use it on the flat surface. You'll use it on the edges and corners where grease builds into a ridge. After 7 minutes, check the surface. It should look wet and slightly slick. If it's already drying, your room is too hot or drafty. Next time, work in smaller sections. Take the microfiber cloth, place it flat on the surface. Apply light, even pressure. Wipe in straight lines, following the wood grain or moving top to bottom on laminate. Do not press hard. The chemistry has already broken the bond. You're just lifting the slurry. Fold the cloth after each pass. If you feel resistance, you're using a dirty section. Flip it. Continue until the entire sprayed area is clean. Move to the edges. Use the plastic scraper at a 30-degree angle. Glide it gently. You'll see a yellow film lift off. Wipe it immediately with a clean cloth corner. Do not let it sit. Rinse the cabinet. This is where most people fail. Take your second microfiber cloth, dampen it with warm tap water, not hot. Hot water can cloud certain finishes. Wring it out until it's barely damp. Wipe the same section in the same straight lines. You're removing the emulsified grease and soap residue. Flip the cloth as needed. If the water feels slick, change it. Clean water is required for a clean rinse. Dry the surface with a dry microfiber cloth. Use long, straight strokes. Do not rub in circles. Circles create micro swirls that catch light and make streaks visible. Step back, check for missed spots. If you see a haze, you didn't rinse enough. Redamping the cloth and go over it once. Do not respray. The haze is residue, not grease. If you see tacky patches, you didn't wait long enough. Those spots need a second 7-minute cycle. Do not shorten the time. Repeat until clean. Move to the next section. Overlap by 2 inches. This prevents striping. Keep your spray bottle, timer, and cloths organized. Efficiency matters. You're not racing. You're following a system. Once all cabinets are done, reinstall hardware. Wipe it with the same mixture, then dry. Close the doors, run your hand over the surface. It should feel smooth. Not slick, not dry, smooth. That's the sign of a proper clean. Maintenance is simple. Wipe the cabinet faces once a week with a dry microfiber cloth. That removes fresh vapor before it cures. Every month, run a light pass with water and a drop of soap. Rinse, dry. You'll never see the thick buildup again. If you notice yellowing near the stove hood, check your filter. A clogged filter forces grease onto the cabinets. Clean or replace it quarterly. Ventilation matters more than any cleaner. Avoid aerosol sprays. They contain propellants that leave a fine film. Avoid vinegar on grease. Acid doesn't break down fat. It just sits on top and can dull certain finishes over time. Avoid oil-based polishes. They attract dust and trap old grease underneath. Stick to the method. It works on painted, stained, laminate, and thermofoil. Test on an inconspicuous spot first if your cabinets are over 20 years old or have unknown finishes. Most modern cabinets are sealed. The mixture won't penetrate. If you see swelling or cloudiness, stop. That's a finish failure, not a cleaning failure. You need a professional refinish. For standard cases, this will handle years of buildup. I've used it in apartments where tenants never wiped the doors. I've used it in restaurants with heavy fryer use. The results are consistent. You save time, you save finish, you get a predictable outcome. No guessing, no wasted product, no sore arms. Just chemistry, timing, and proper execution. Follow it exactly. You'll see the difference in 10 minutes.